Hello everyone, I hope you're well. In this video we're running through how to set up a recruitment agency. I'm going to show you how much everything costs that you need to buy, how to win some clients, pick your niche, and also find candidates for the position and make some bank hopefully. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So setting up your agency is important. You want to get the sort of infrastructure done correctly. So the first thing you want to do is register a business. Now, we call it business incorporation in the UK. Wherever you're based, there's going to be some cost. I don't know why we're at £20. It costs £12 in the UK. Register your business. After that, you want to get a business bank account. Now, these are usually free. I would recommend going with Tide, Starling Bank, Monzo, the online digital fintech type of banks, because it's much easier. It takes maybe sometimes a day. Once you've set those up, you want to get started on a website. Now I've put £100 here. I would recommend Wix. Wix, you can pretty much make the website yourself, very simple, or you can go into Fiverr and set one up. Now I'll dash through these very quickly because it's not really the crux of what we're doing, but the domain name you're going to buy, it costs maybe £10 a year, £8 a year, depending on what you're buying. For yourself, your branding, your logos, etc., you can go onto canva.com. You can maybe make everything yourself in terms of, logos, banners, LinkedIn banner. You can make everything yourself, or you can go into Fiverr, maybe pay someone £10-20 and get started with that. I'll leave the branding up to you because I'm probably the worst person to advise on that. You need a business email. Now the business email will be your domain name, so it'll be your name at yourdomainname.com or .co.uk. That costs maybe £5-10 a month. I would only recommend Outlook, G Suite, so basically Hotmail, Microsoft, or G Suite. I have both, believe it or not, for various reasons. And you would need something to communicate via voice. So you would need a mobile phone. You can get started with your mobile phone. I used to never use my mobile phone, and now everything is run through my mobile. I barely use my VoIP. So the VoIP system is a voice over internet protocol. It works on your laptop, your desktop, and your mobile. So you can make calls from that, and you can actually get a business number. So you can even get an 0800 number, whatever you need. Now a LinkedIn account is a must. Believe it or not, most people will be communicating with you via LinkedIn. Candidates will come to you, and it shows up on the Google search as well. No one will take you seriously if you don't have a LinkedIn account. And I'll show you how to utilize LinkedIn. We're going to be using it to find candidates later on. After that, you need an Indeed employer account. Now, if you don't have a business email, you can't make an Indeed employer account. If you don't have a business registered, you can't get a business bank account. So all these are a must. After that, this will be used to post free jobs. It's free. You can pay, but it's actually free to post jobs. I think you can post 10 at a time. Now, lead tools we're going to be using as well. I'll be demonstrating this in the video. Lead tools you'll be using to find email addresses. I'm going to show you how to outsource it as well. But that's pretty much the crux of what you have to set up. You might want to buy a CRM. I would recommend Bullhorn, Vincere, or Job Adder. Those are the ones I would look at. They cost about £100 a month. So it's an unnecessary cost now. You might make do with spreadsheets for now. So this is one of my pet peeves. Picking your niche will be make or break whether your agency is successful. I'll show you how to actually look and analyze. You might think, oh, how do I know if a niche is good? Very good question. You don't know. Nobody really knows. You could find a sector that is doing phenomenal, or you can find a sector where you're not getting any traction. It can save you a lot of heartache and agony if you just spend a few days researching. Ideally, if you have experience in the sector, that would be better. And that doesn't mean you're recruiting in the sector. If you're a software engineer, you're better off recruiting for software engineers or something alike. If you've studied a subject, I don't know, you've done legal studies or you studied law at university, you know the terminology, it bodes well with candidates and clients. Your sector must also have, or your chosen niche, a high, medium, low. So what I mean by that, the jobs must be more than just a specific job title. So if you said, I just want to recruit for nurses, I would recommend once you scale up, it's going to be difficult to actually scale. So if you pick an overall sector of healthcare, you can recruit for care assistants, you can recruit, which will be the low, The medium will be nurses, for example, or general managers, or service managers for care homes. And the high end will be doctors and surgeons, hospital directors, maybe some chief executive of care homes, that sort of thing. Now, if there's not a lot of, you want it so there's not abundance of candidates, and it's not client heavy in that sense. What I mean by that is you can kind of know from general knowledge that nurses are very hard to recruit for. There's a skill shortage. If you hear the word skill shortage, stay away for now. You can maybe recruit in the sector and then slowly build up once you get more experience and you come across candidates. So for niches, go over to Indeed. Now there's one thing you want to look at. Type in your chosen niche and you want to see, let's just type in nurse. Nurse is not a good example, but you want to see kind of around the same or not so high on the staffing agencies. You don't want to see, let's type in physiotherapist. What you don't want to see is more employers than staffing agencies. That means there's not a demand. You kind of want to see around the same number or just slightly higher. So that's 2,284. What I want to see is 2,600. That's a little high. Physiotherapy is, by the way, a really, really good sector to recruit in. But lo and behold, go over to here, do your little searches. Like we can type in solicitor, which is another one I mentioned, law. And there's a hell of a lot more. So what we don't want is a sector like this. Too competitive, too many agencies, all the employers are struggling, it's saturated, it's impossible to find, they're just saying yes to every recruitment agency. Stay away from solicitor recruitment. Although I've been told I've never recruited in it, but I've been told it's pretty good. Not for me though. But client-wise, how do we get clients? Now, I'm going to show you exactly how. You might click off the video and think, this isn't for me, 100 emails a day, I can't do it, it's too much. Well, do something. Do 60, do 40, but 100 is what I would recommend. I've been saying that for probably 4 or 5 years. The reason I say it, it works. It works for me. It works for everyone else that's done it. Nobody has ever come to me and said, I've sent 100 emails for 3 months and I haven't got any clients. Never. I'll give you some, I'll probably donate to a charity of your choice, 4 or 5 figures, 4 figures, if you come to me and you prove it. So, if you pick the right niche. So you can outsource it via Upwork. So it costs around $5 for 100 leads. You can pay someone to just generate you 100 leads. I've made videos on that in the past. I might link to one in the description if you want to click it and watch. So you get an idea of what to do. I'll show you very quickly how to find a lead as well. In terms of email marketing, you want an email marketing tool to blast these emails out. Stop you emailing clients duplicately. So you might send, I don't know, the same code email to one person 4 times. It just looks sloppy. These email marketing tools can put it on a drip feed, send it out, stop your email going into spam. I would recommend GMass, maybe £20 a month. Lemlist is 40. Instantly, a gentleman called Derek who knows his stuff about software recommended Instantly. I haven't checked it out. I'm due to, but apparently it's better than Lemlist and cheaper. So look into that. Once you've sent out some clients, some cold emails, what typically come back is they need terms of business. So that's your agreement. I'll show you very quickly. Like I said, all the links are in the description below. This is the terms of business. So copy all of this, change the name to your business name. It's throughout the document. What you want to do is your agreed fee. Now this is what you're charging. So the candidate's annual salary, so if it's $20,000 a year and you charge 10%, you'll be paid $2,000 plus VAT if you're VAT registered. And obviously your turnover has to be a certain amount to be VAT registered, otherwise it's illegal to charge, but you'll be receiving that much as a payment. So if you make a few placements or 15% on a 100k salary, you'll be paid £15,000, which is a good amount. So you can change that. Now there is also a rebate period. I would go through this and read it because some clients will ask you questions. You can drop a comment below if you need any questions around this. But in terms of the rebate period, what we have is if a candidate is placed and they start working and they leave within 2 weeks, you give 100% of the money back. Also, if they leave within this period, feel free to change it. This is my standard. It's exactly the same as I have now, actually. So if they leave within 8 weeks, you give 15% back. Now, client, according to these terms of business, I think it's 15-day clients will pay. So from when the person's starting, I usually have it at 30 days. Some clients I let pay a bit later if I know them well. But that's pretty much the terms of business. I would recommend sending it through PandaDoc and DocuSign, because it's digital. They can sign on the computer from there. So the first 3 months are going to be key to starting your business and growing your client base. Now, what this leads to is 90,000 cold emails in the first 3 months, which seems like a lot, but if you can do that, you'll have as much clients as you need. You'll understand the market well. I can't stress this enough. It will be enough to start bringing in revenue every month after that. You probably might not even need 100 a day. But if you target that, or even more, even better, you'll do very well. And once you've got some clients, they'll come back to you and they'll hopefully give you some jobs. Now, what you need to do is keep these jobs organized. Keep it updated. One of my pet peeves is you must have an organized job list. You need to wake up in the morning and see what jobs. The first thing I look at is what jobs are live, what jobs can I move, what jobs can I get CVs across for, what do I need to follow up for. That's what I do in the morning. So you need to advertise. That's why I said the Indeed employer account. So how do we get candidates? Number one is when you start off, you won't have access to job boards. So you can go into Indeed and you can post your job for free. So a client says, we're looking for a physiotherapist and we want you to find it in, I don't know, Cambridge. So you post the job advert as soon as possible. Don't delay. Get the job out straight away. And after that, you go on LinkedIn and you want to headhunt. Now, the best way to do it, you do not need to buy LinkedIn Recruiter Lite. You don't need to buy LinkedIn Recruiter or Sales Navigator. I would recommend X-Ray Search. Google does a better job indexing LinkedIn than LinkedIn does itself. I'll show you now how we're going to actually look at that. So if let's say we're looking for a solicitor. I want to go on to this website. I'll put a link in the description. We're going to search a solicitor and we want to be in Cambridge. Why not? We'll search and make sure it's United Kingdom. And you can put specific keywords. So you can put open. There is going to be no solicitor open to new opportunities, but you can put open. You can put a specific skill, like they must be, I don't know, what's the sector of law? Personal injury. And what we're going to do, it's going to search and find all the profiles. So I found head of personal injury, Slater and Gordon. I think I've seen, they're the guys on the adverts. So let's say we've got a position, a client has said we're looking for a solicitor. He's quite senior, but let's just use him as an example. All you want to do is connect with him. And you want to be doing this. You want to be connecting with candidates in your local area and also where you're going to be recruiting regardless. So if you had a profile with 2,000 lawyers on there, you could go onto your network, search, find first level connections, and you can search the area and you'll be able to find candidates that way. But this is probably the best way to actually search and headhunt candidates. Message them. How you doing? Send them a voice note. I've got this position I'm recruiting for. Would you be interested? I can send you information, etc. Once you build up, some people do very well on LinkedIn. You probably make most of your placements from LinkedIn, depending on your sector. Indeed is good enough for now. Now, once you've done a CV search, you might think, okay, I've done everything. I found everyone in the local area. You want to do a CV search. Indeed has, you can buy credits. I believe it's 200 credits for, I think it's £200 for 100 credits, and it costs 2 or 3 credits to message a candidate, so you can do a CV search on there. And you can find CVs, you can get access to them, and you can message a candidate that has a specific skill set. You can also, and I write the word hustle, sorry, you can hustle a free trial from CV Library or Total Jobs. Tell them you've just started a recruitment agency, you've got a few jobs online, how much does it cost with you guys? Oh, I think about it, it's a bit expensive, we'll come back to you. They'll say, oh, do you want a free trial? Play it subtly. They'll give you a free trial. You can access CVs. Now, if you can make a placement from CV Library, Total Jobs, Read, you can probably get paid for their yearly subscription. I don't know how much it is now for first-time people, but once you grow an agency and you're good for business, they'll drop their price. Anyway, you want to source leads from every CV that applies. So if someone sends in a CV, go back to the client on there, because that person is looking for a job. So if, let's use this gentleman as an example. He's just applied for the position in Cambridge for the solicitor. Paul's employer, he might have handed in his notice. Chances are these guys might be looking for a solicitor. You can pick up clients like that. That is something important, and I just want to stress, every CV you look across, email them. Email the client, not the candidate, email the client. Also email the candidate. But what do you do if you can't find a candidate? This is going to come up for you regardless of your skill set, regardless of sector. This comes up for me every single day. What happens if I can't find a candidate? You need to go back to the client and keep them updated. The number one complaint from companies is recruiters don't communicate unless they want money, basically. They've got a CV, they want to push an interview. Go back to them and say, look, I've been searching for this for 2 weeks. I'll keep you updated. Just to let you know, I'm still looking. I've got my eyes open. We're advertising everywhere. I've connected with loads of people on LinkedIn. Have no fear. Bro, trust me, they will appreciate it so much, and they will regard you as a high-level recruitment agency. They might even come back to you 9 times out of 10. We've got this position, or we filled it, or we're putting the salary up. So something that will help you is important. This is the crux of everything that you need to be doing. Client-candidate relationship is key, especially clients and candidates, really. But key metrics that you want to be looking at, this is what you want to be targeting. It's a basic level. 100 emails a day, 20 LinkedIn connections is what you want to be doing. 30 jobs equals 1 placement. So when you start off, what happens is you end up with, how can I put it? You get the low-hanging fruit. So when you start an agency, most of the clients coming to you will be ones that are really struggling. So they're small companies, they've got a low budget. Everyone else, all the big companies don't really want to work with them because they want big accounts. So it tends to happen is you need a lot of jobs to convert. Later on, once you establish and you work out who the good clients are and the good accounts, then only after that you can maybe convert every 4 jobs equals 1 placement. So bear that in mind. If you want a placement, get 30 jobs on right now. That'll be key. And I was going to show you how to find the email addresses. So I'll show you that very quickly. So if we go over to solicitors, I don't know, let's Google these guys. And we want to search these guys, and we want to search LinkedIn. This might not be a good example, but go over to here, search the clients, and click people. Now we want to be looking for HR managers, HR assistants. Maybe for this company, we'll look at a partner. Click your lead leaper, and hopefully it should find his email. And that's how you find his email address. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't find it. Well, it does find it, but this gentleman, we've got his email address. So we can, timothy.donnelly@dndlaw.com. So we can find his email address now and move on from there. Cold email him. So back to where we was. Analyze your niche. Keep up with what's happening in terms of the niche and the sector. Also, you might be thinking, wow, I've sent 4,000 emails. I haven't got even a reply. Is my sector really good? Are the jobs I'm emailing any good? So overall, analyze everything. Don't just go down the rabbit hole. I don't want to say use your brain, but you get the gut feeling when things aren't running right. So that's pretty much the crux of everything. Now, if you need further support from me, go and watch all my videos. There's playlists. Click the playlist. Go and watch them. If you want to book a consultation with me, cadsmoney.com. Links are in the description. I'll be happy to consult with you regardless of what stage your business in. The only thing I can't teach you is how to make £1 million business per year, because I don't have that skill set and I've never done it myself. But I can probably get you to the stage where you're remotely satisfied or over-satisfied. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've rambled on as usual, but I love you all and take care.